First, I'm gonna tell you guys about my experience with acne. I struggled with acne for years. So my acne was on my forehead, it was on my nose, it was in between my nose, it was on my temples, it was on my cheeks, it was on my chin, it was on my shoulders. I had acne, I had acne on my chest, I had acne just about everywhere that you can get acne. Unfortunately, I do not have a whole lot of pictures. I did try and look for some, but back in the day when I took any close-ups of my acne, I would just delete them all because I didn't like looking at them, and especially because I hated when I thought something was gonna work or it was gonna start going away and then it didn't. And so most of those pictures have been burned. The only thing that I didn't try was Accutane. Like, I tried just about everything. I know it's easy for people to say that nobody cares about your acne and it's not a big deal, but it does affect you a lot. I mean, I think it depends person to person, but for me, it affected me a lot mentally. It affected like my self-worth. It affected how I viewed myself. I just felt ugly all the time. And I would miss out on things. Like, there are things that I didn't go to because I was breaking out so much. I just didn't feel confident. Like, it didn't matter what I wore or like how I would style my hair. It's just that I had so many breakouts that it really affected me and how I viewed myself. So guys, I have been able to clear my skin, but if I ever do break out and if I have breakouts or if I have blemishes, I have gotten to the point now where I know exactly why it's happening because I have been able to figure out how my body responds to things and how my skin responds to things. I'm gonna tell you guys what products I use on my skin and exactly what I do in my skincare routine. So the first thing that I use this once in the morning and I use this once at night. This takes off any makeup that I have. So if I'm wearing foundation, if I'm wearing mascara, brow gel, even waterproof mascara, anything that I have on my face, this will take off. So I really like that this is gentle on my skin, y'all. This does not dry out my skin. It doesn't make me break out. And I've been using this, I mean, oh my gosh, I've probably been using this for 3 years at this point, maybe even longer. This is the CeraVe micellar water. I find this at Walgreens, but sometimes I have it at Target, not all the time. So what I do is I just take a cotton pad and I use this, I gently put this all over my face. And it says that you don't have to rinse it off, but I rinse it off like every single time. Also, if you have acne scars, it is super important to moisturize. I used to have so many acne scars, even after my acne started like slowly going away. So I have made my own moisturizer at home. I don't buy from anybody. The reason is because every single time that I have bought a moisturizer and I have tried it, it makes my acne worse. I don't know why, but even the ones that say like gentle formula are not gentle. Like, they actually, I don't know how to explain it. It leaves a weird film on my face even after I rinse it off in the morning. It's just like a white little piece right there. And so you just rub it and you know, it melts in your hand like that. So I take that moisturizer, and after I wash my face with the CeraVe water, I put that moisturizer on my face and I go to sleep, and in the morning my skin looks amazing. If I skip the face wash, it's not a big deal, you know, because that's already so gentle. But if I don't moisturize at night, I will have a breakout or blemishes in the morning, or I will just have a lot of redness. And so me moisturizing my skin has helped me so much because it gets rid of my acne scars and it just helps me to look like really glowy, but not greasy. It doesn't make my skin oily or greasy or cause extra breakouts. And that is why I love this recipe so much. You guys, I will be making a video on how I make that moisturizer because I'm about to run out and I'm just waiting for the ingredients to come in. If I ever use anything extra, it is pore strips. It doesn't matter what brand it is, but I love pore strips because if I have any little breakouts or like blackheads, instead of picking at my skin, I will just use the pore strips. I used to be that kid that I watched every single YouTube video on how to clear your skin, and I would try everything. Anything that said sensitive skin, anything that said for acne, I tried Proactive, I tried Curology, I tried that Aztec clay mask that was like all the rave. I would try anything that people were saying that was clearing their skin, and none of those things worked. If anything, those things made my acne worse because it was just too much and my skin would get even more irritated. So what has helped me tremendously is just really paying close attention to my skin. I know that sometimes you might want something to work really bad and you're being patient, you're using it every day, but if something doesn't work, it's okay to stop using it. And also, you guys, I know there is a lot on the market for acne, but sometimes less is more. There were plenty of times that I remember when I would be using things that I didn't need to be using. I was just had like a bunch of steps, and not that there's anything wrong with that if that works for you, but my skin is very sensitive. And so I was using all this stuff even though it claimed to be for sensitive skin, even though it claimed to cure your acne, and it didn't work. What has helped me the most is to be very gentle on my skin and to minimize my skincare to like the bare minimum. That is why I only cleanse my skin and I moisturize. So what I recommend you guys is when you are trying different things, to really observe what you're doing, and if anything, write down the products that you used or the things that you've done to your skin and track your progress that way. That way you can see if something worked for you or if it didn't. Along with skincare and simplifying my routine, another thing that helped me was my diet. My diet was a big factor in my acne. We're all different, so you guys, I would just observe what you are already doing and think, could this be affecting me and my skin? Some people can eat anything under the sun and never break out, but I'm just not like that. So I observed that dairy was making me break out. I started slowly taking dairy out of my diet. I still don't drink like dairy milk. I drink almond milk. And there was just a lot of things that I would avoid, like maybe like cheese on a hamburger, or like I said, like regular milk in your cereal, or I would try coffee creamer that was plant-based. I would also have the ice cream that's non-dairy, and it is frustrating because sometimes those things are a little pricey or you do want to eat some of those things. And I'm not saying to never eat dairy, but it's just like if you can try, if you think this will work for you, if you can try to limit it, because I was that person that was consuming a lot of dairy, and so I cut it down like by 80%. Another thing that was making me break out like crazy is sugar. So when I consume a lot of sugar, I get acne on my forehead like you wouldn't believe. I was consuming a lot of sugar, just like, you know, in things like cookies, but I was also having a lot of carbs and smoothies. So I would make my own smoothies at home like every day. Not just every day, but like twice every day. It was to the point where I just love smoothies. I loved like oatmeal. I was constantly eating it. But even though that is healthy for you, it's still a lot of sugar in those things. And I would be adding like maple syrup to my oatmeal. I'd be like loading stuff in there. I'd be adding maple syrup to my smoothies on top of like dates and extra sugary things. And guys, anything that you're eating, like in moderation, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're eating things excessively every single day, every meal, like I was, then yeah, that's gonna affect your skin. And that's what happened to me. And so I had to stop doing that, even though I didn't want to, because, you know, I love smoothies, I love things like that. Cutting that down, now I don't get breakouts on my forehead, but it actually took me a long time for that to go away because I was so used to eating sugar all the time. So I would look at your diet and think, could this be affecting my acne? Because guys, sometimes we are doing things that it's pretty obvious that that is the reason that you're breaking out. Like if you are going to eat at Taco Bell every day and you're getting like a Baja Blast or like an extra large Dr. Pepper and you're wondering why you're breaking out, really? Like there's just certain things that it's like, if you're drinking soda every single day, if you're eating ice cream every day, maybe you're one of those people who likes to drink alcohol every day, there's certain things that it's like if you just stop, you will probably have clear skin. Like you should not be wondering what's going on. On top of having a balanced diet and trying to eat healthier just in general, like avoid dairy and sugar. And I know that is hard, especially with inflation, but even when I would go, if I had no time to cook and I would just get something at a fast food restaurant, I would maybe ask for a burger without cheese, or if I got a certain drink, I would like a coffee. Instead of saying, can I have coffee with milk, just give me black coffee. Like there are certain things that you can just ask, like, hey, can you take this off? And it would make a difference in your diet. Something else that I would do that I didn't do before, but when I started doing this, it actually did help me a lot, is I would just have lemon water. So no sugar, just, I would have like a lemon or two with some water. And it doesn't matter if it's cold or hot water, I would put ice in mine. And that helped me to clear my skin a lot. The only thing with drinking lemon water, if y'all try it, and if there's any ladies watching, I wouldn't drink it while you're on your period because it made my period cramps worse when I did. But outside of that, I would drink it every day and I saw improvement in my skin. And also drink it with a straw because it can stain your teeth. And you guys, of course, everybody says this to exercise, get good rest. And I know it's hard, especially if you're struggling at work or at school. But I hope that the tips that I gave you guys today can help you out. I'm not a dermatologist, y'all, or a doctor. This is just my personal experience, and I'm someone who struggled with acne for years. So I hope that you guys can try these and hopefully they work for you. And please take things slow, you guys. Don't rush into buying a huge 20 set kit for your acne and things like that. Just take things slow and see what works for you and really observe yourself because we're all super different. And you guys, please do not pick at your skin. I know it's hard to not do that. And I know everyone says this, that's why I'm not really bringing it up. But put a pimple patch on, like I said, use the pore strips, put anything on so that you won't do that. Because for example, right here, there are still certain acne scars that I have had for years and have never gone away. And the only reason that they look like that is because I remember I was constantly picking at it, or I would pick at one of my pimples and they would come right back and I would do the same thing. I was just really aggressive with my skin. And guys, you have to think when you do get your clear skin about, the aftermath is the scarring. So the less that you pick at your skin and touch yourself, the less scarring you are going to have to deal with. Please do not let your acne hold you back in life. I know that people say careless things sometimes and maybe hurtful things about your acne. I remember I was just hoping that no one would notice or care, and then some random person would come up to me and start giving me advice on how to clear my skin, and the thing they told me was so generic that I had already tried it, and then it just made me feel I guess this is super noticeable and everyone is looking, and because this stranger or this rando just started giving me advice, and that made me feel even worse. So please guys, do not worry about what other people think of your acne, because it's not that deep. like you letting your acne keep you inside and not hang out with people or avoid your friends or miss out on certain events, like that is really not worth it. To this day, there was this certain hangout that I was gonna go to and I didn't go because I was breaking out so much, and I regret it to this day. Like, I'm still mad that I didn't go. And y'all, like, I felt like for so many years that I didn't know what I actually looked like. Like, I didn't know what my face actually looked like without acne, because we didn't have TikTok where they gave you that foundation filter and it looked real. So it was really hard to feel like I just knew what I would look like when my skin cleared up, and I just felt like I couldn't feel like myself. But y'all, I promise you, it is not that serious, especially now looking back. It was so much bigger in my head than it actually was. Like, I promise you it's not that serious. And a lot of people struggle with acne. Like, it doesn't make you ugly, and it doesn't take away from how you already look. Because I've met people who have acne like crazy and they're still pretty, or they're still handsome, or I still like their personality, or I still want to hang out with them. Like, that doesn't really change a whole lot. It doesn't mean that you're not fun to hang around, and it doesn't mean that people don't want to see you or spend time with you. I know that nobody can figure out like exactly when their acne is going to clear up for good, but guys, don't stay inside waiting for that to happen, because you're going to miss out on so much, and you're never going to be however old you are ever again. So if you're 16 right now, you're never going to be 16 again. If you're 18 right now, you're never going to be 18 again. And it sucks. Yeah, I understand, because it's like you can't put on makeup with it looking, it doesn't look smooth if you put on foundation, or you can't do this, or there are certain things that it's just, you're like, this ruins the look because I'm breaking out so much. But it's really not that deep. I promise you, it is not that serious. Like, of all the things to worry about in this world, it is not that serious. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Please comment down below if you have questions or your experience with acne. If I can help you guys at all, I would love to. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.